Hello everyone. DeepSeek is getting really popular for its advanced reasoning and ability to explain its thought process. Now Microsoft has added it to the Azure AI Foundry where there are around 1800 plus models available. So in this video I'll walk you through the installation of DeepSeek R1 and setting up a web app to create an intelligent chatbot. So let's start. I'm logged into Azure portal now and let's go to Azure AI Foundry and then create a hub. I'll create a new resource group RG Hub. I'll name it as, before that, I'll use the region East US2. There are only specific regions which are available. So for now, these are the only regions where you can deploy DeepSeek R1. So let's go back to our portal. Let's name it as Shailendra Hub 01. And we'll create Azure OpenAI service too. Next is storage. It will create the storage account and save the credentials in the key vault. Default networking we'll use, and system assigned managed identity and the credential based access for the storage account. Review and create and create. I have created multiple videos where I've explained how to create Azure AI Foundry Hub as well as the project. I'll share the link of the playlist in the description of this video. That's created. The deployment has started now. I'll pause the video and we'll be back once the deployment is complete. Hub is deployed now, and let's launch the Azure AI Foundry. And first thing when you go to the Azure AI Foundry is create a project. So let's create a new project. I'll use the default name and create project. Project is deployed now, and let's go to the models. And in the models, deploy the base model. Click on the base model, look for DeepSeek. And there should be two models. One is distilled model, another one is reasoning model, which is quite popular nowadays. DeepSeek R1 distilled model, which is optimized for Copilot and other usages. However, DeepSeek R1 is the one which we are going to use directly. So click on here, confirm. And the best part is it's free. You're not paying anything to use this model. So perfect. So I'll use the default name and deploy and go to the deployment. Right now this model is getting created and I'll be back once this is done. Model is deployed now. So let's open in the playground and we can start. And perfect, it's working. Currently in Azure AI Foundry, there is no option to deploy it as web app or anything. So what we are going to do is use the Python code. And using the Python code, first I'll show you how to set it up and then create a web app, Python web app, which act as a DeepSeek web chat. So I'll open the VS Code and show you the files which I have already created. So if I click on chat.py, so what I'm doing is importing the OS so that I can get the environment variables. So there are two main packages which needs to be installed. One is Azure AI Inference and Azure Core Credentials. And in the requirements.txt, I have added those and the python.env so that we can import the environment variables. Now, once that is done, we are importing the environment variable. Then we have to provide the Azure endpoint and credentials, which will be defined in .env file. So let's define that. First, let's provide the endpoint. Go to Azure portal and in the Azure AI Foundry, go to the models and deployments. And this is the endpoint. Copy it here and then the key. I'll copy the key from here and save them. And then next is chat completion client. So I'm providing the environment variables there. And then there is a system message and the user message. I'm not defining anything specific. It's just you are a helpful assistant. And I'm just writing, can you deploy Python for creating a front-end app? So I'm not using it as a stream. I'm just asking the question and getting the answer. So this Python file is like a beginner file, which shows how to set this up in the VS Code. So let's go to the terminal, Open the terminal. And when we deploy something in Python, the first thing we have to do is use the virtual environment so that there is no problem with the dependencies. So Python -m virtual environment. So as you can see, a virtual environment folder is getting created. And once this virtual environment is created, I'll activate the virtual environment. So let's activate the virtual environment. venv scripts activate. So it's activated now. Now the next step is to install all the requirements, all the packages which are defined here. So this package is for another file where we are creating the web app. So, but these three are the main ones for this file. So let's install pip install -r requirements.txt. So it will install all the required packages. So all the packages are installed now. That's perfect. And let's run this file chat.py. So Python chat.py. So it has provided the output. As you can see, first it thought about it and it provides all the details. Then the multiple option how to use Python for front-end development. So that's good. But this is not streaming where you keep on asking question. But for streaming, I want to create a web app, use it as a proper chatbot. So let's go to app.py. Let me explain this file. So basically it's using the regular expression. The reason is because what I'm doing is I'm differentiating between the thinking and the proper response. So I'm dividing that option and rest of the things are almost similar. We are connecting it and then the HTML page for the web chat. And finally, I have provided the system message and then got the response using the chunks. So let's see how it works. So Python app.py. And I will upload this code into the GitHub and you can find the link of that GitHub in the description of this video. So app.py and perfect. We got on port 5000. So let's go to localhost 5000 and perfect. We have a DeepSeek web app and let's start with hello first. So as you can see here, assistant thinking. So I've divided these two options. So this is the thinking part or the reasoning part and then the response. So now you can ask the next question. Anything, what's your name? The only problem is it's a bit slow and the reason is because now the whole world wants to use this and it can't handle that level of load. So maybe in future they will fix it, but for now it's very slow and annoying and sometimes it fails too. And perfect. So it did a lot of thinking and then said, you can call me assistant. How can I assist you today? So that's perfect. So you can ask multiple questions. So it shows all the reasoning and the thinking behind. And that's the reason this model is very popular, along with the reason that it's open source. So now using the code which I have provided in the GitHub link, you can deploy this model for free using your Azure AI Foundry. So that's all. I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much.